Denver. This is Fox 31 News at 11. We're on it.
States submitting requests today for doses of the Pfizer vaccine, the latest on Colorado's plans and what stores you could see it at soon. Workers are prepping a new sanctioned homeless camp opening up on Monday, and we have an inside look and details on a second location. Thanks for joining us for the Fox 31 News at 11 o'clock. I'm Drew Engelbart in for Kirk Yonke today. We made it to Friday. Happy Friday, everybody. Let's head upstairs to our weather center and talk with meteorologist Garner about a beautiful looking day and weekend ahead.
Drew, we've got those bluebird skies. It is perfection outside. Temperatures warming up to nearly 50 degrees already around the region. We've got 51 at DIA, 49 in Denver. The sun setting today at 4:34. So despite these much shorter days as we approach the winter solstice later on this month, we are looking at temperatures that are very far from winter-like. In fact, it'll feel kind of like springtime around here next week before a blast of winter, which seems inevitable. It is December in Colorado, after all. 55 right now in Boulder, 55 right now in Parker as well, 47 in Akron. Still on the cold side in the high country, as you'd hope for probably if you have any ambitions to do some skiing and riding. Your forecast today, 56 degrees, bright sunshine. Temperatures 12 degrees warmer than normal, and that warm weather extending into next week. Temperatures likely to be well above normal before a blast of Arctic air arrives at this time next week. So sunshine abound. You've got to get between 700 and 1,000 miles away, either northeast, northwest, south, or southeast before you find any cloudiness across the west. So your forecast, bluebird skies. 56 degrees at 2 o'clock. That'll be the high, and then we'll cool down into the 30s well after dark on your Friday night. Coming up, I'll show you more on that snow coming in about 8 days. Drew?
All right, Brooks, thanks. And we are following breaking news this morning. The man indicted on kidnapping and murder charges in Colorado could, in the case of Jonelle Matthews, appeared in court this morning. A judge has ordered a $5 million cash-only bond. His name is Panky right there. He was arrested back in October. 12-year-old Jonelle Matthews disappeared nearly 36 years ago from her family's home in Greeley back in December. Some new information on 11 o'clock. Police say 10-year-old Leandra Saunders has been found, and she is home safe with family. That was breaking news that we were following early this morning on the Fox 31 Morning News. And new at 11, East 56th Avenue between Brighton Boulevard and Vasquez Boulevard is now closed due to a fuel spill at Suncor. CCPD is assisting with traffic control. That's Commerce City Police Department. An unknown ETA for reopening on when it could reopen out there, but it is expected to be a lengthy road closure there on 56th Avenue. And new on the economy during the COVID-19 pandemic, the Labor Department released its November jobs report earlier this morning. The U.S. adding only 245,000 jobs last month. That's the fewest since April and the fifth straight month of declines. The unemployment rate did fall to 6.7%. That's down 0.2% from October. Meantime, a glimpse into what could go wrong as the nation prepares to distribute the COVID-19 vaccines. One of two deliveries sent to Colorado to test the nation's distribution system never made it because of a mistake on a mailing label. Colorado and 9 other jurisdictions were chosen to participate in this program. Another glitch has reports showing that a thermal shipper designed for the vaccine was supposed to ship to Colorado was accidentally sent to Kentucky. So some kinks to work out there. Now, states across the nation now looking toward a COVID-19 vaccine as those numbers continue to rise. Today, states must submit requests for doses of the Pfizer vaccine and plans for where they should be shipped. Fox 31's Jim Hooley is on it this morning with new developments on Colorado's vaccine plans. Jim?
This morning we were learning that Kings and City Markets, King Supers and City Markets all around Colorado now are teaming up with the State Health Department to get the shot out to you and your family. That means 148 locations all around the state. Here's the very latest that we have here from the Health Department this morning. They tell us that they are saying that Colorado will receive almost 1.7% of the weekly national shipments of the vaccine from the federal government. Right now, that means just over 100,000 doses. But keep in mind, you got to do a little math here. The real number is only about half of that because you have to get 2 shots for the vaccine to actually be effective.
The government may be handing them out, but then people that you see every day in the hospitals and or do work in the community are probably going to be the ones giving them to you.
So as of this morning, here are the stores working with the Colorado Health Department to get the vaccine out. We have King Supers and City Markets, as we said, 148 locations all around Colorado, Safeway stores, CVS pharmacies now online as well, and several hospital systems statewide. Now, all of this does not mean that the average healthy person will be able to walk into with King Soopers here in a couple of weeks by the end of the month and get their shot. It looks like the earliest possible date now, if you are healthy, if you are the average person out there right now, in order to get a vaccine, it looks like you may have to wait until at least April or May in order to get your shot. At the Kings on the East Side, I'm Jim Hooley.
Jim, thanks. When it comes to rolling out a COVID vaccine, some doctors are looking back at the 2009 H1N1 flu pandemic and the challenges they faced when trying to get people vaccinated. Initially, supplies for the H1N1 vaccine were limited. At first, Colorado got about 250,000 doses of that vaccine, but 3 months later distributed about 1 million doses. And by the time the vaccine was widely available, case numbers were declining. And one major difference between COVID and that outbreak, the swine flu did not throw off our entire way of life like COVID has.
Vaccination for H1N1 was to help sort of lower the caseload, but it wasn't meant to be like okay, we can start living our life again kind of meaning. And so this is just, again, going to be much longer process to get there.
The doctor says one of the biggest lessons learned in 2009, figuring out what patients are concerned about and what their preferences are. Meantime, looking ahead, we're getting an inside look at a new city-sanctioned homeless camp in Denver that's expected to open up on Monday. So here's new video from that camp. It's near East 14th and Grant Street. That's in Denver's Cap Hill neighborhood. A second one is scheduled to open sometime later this morning. Fox 31's Emily Allen is on it with new details about the camps. Emily?
Organizers say this was set up in direct response to the increasing number of homeless people choosing to shelter on the streets during the pandemic. We're going to get a tour of this spot a little later on today, but already you can see the work that has gone into this. All of the tents that are set up here, there are hand washing stations and portable restrooms that have been brought in for people who will be staying here. In fact, there will be 30 individuals that will be staying here, women and transgender people that will be welcomed into this site. Organizers say this space will feature on-site staff at all times, rules and guidelines, daily coronavirus screenings, and direct access to services like housing assistance and mental health resources. Organizers hope that connecting these 30 women and transgender individuals that stay here with these resources, that will help them on the path to find permanent housing. And this is one of 2 safe outdoor spaces that's going to be opening up here in the Capitol Hill neighborhood. The city just approved a second site set to open later this month. It'll be located at Denver Community Church at 1543 and 1595 North Pearl Street. This site will house 40 people, men, women, couples, and pets. As far as how long these sites will stay open, we're told that they are temporary and that they will wind down in late May. In Denver, I'm Emily Allen.
Emily, thanks. Well, it's a story we're still trying to wrap our heads around. The mystery of those monoliths, 3 large metal structures, each around 10 feet tall and almost identical, appearing at different times in a Utah desert, a California park, and in Romania. So many questions have been left unanswered, but wildlife officials are hard at work looking for clues.
This fall from the sky, you know, did it and kind of implant itself there? Is it otherworldly? You could definitely let your imagination run wild.
Now, whatever their purpose, all 3 towers are now gone. Their sudden disappearance poses a whole set of new questions, but we do know who took down the monolith in Utah because they posted video of it. You're seeing it right now. Footage shows a group of 4 people hauling it away. Well, many of us falling behind on our gym routines and working from home, getting proper exercise can be hard to come by, but the amount experts say you need might surprise you. But you are right, Brooks. We do need that precipitation. And I know it's early on in the models and all that, but they're thinking maybe Thursday and Friday next week. And, of course, if you keep it locked in with us on the Fox 31 Morning News all next week, Brooks will be breaking it down on what we can expect at the end of the week. But in the meantime, let's go out and enjoy the mid-50s and mid-60s and all that beautiful sunshine here in the Mile High City. Take another look at that. Just a gorgeous day here in Denver. Go out and enjoy it, and we'll see you back here on Monday morning at 4:30 a.m. Have a great weekend, everybody.